Okay, so some people may have used this kind of thing before. It's called unconscious writing. Now, you're not literally unconscious when you're writing, okay, because that would be silly, it wouldn't work. So you are conscious, okay, but you have a pen in your hand. You kind of have a topic to write about. You set a timer for a set amount of time, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, okay. 20 minutes, you want to be edging towards 20 minutes. And you just write. And it is non-stop. If you can't think of anything to write, you literally write down, I cannot think of anything to write. And then you keep going. So I've used that for goal setting. Kind of just think ahead like 3 years. What do I want to do? Okay, where have I been? What have I done? Who are my friends? Who have I seen? Where have I traveled to? How many clients do I have? Da 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 da. Okay, and all this kind of stuff. So you can project into the future, put yourself in the year 2025 or whatever it is. These are the things I've done. And you write. Okay, and then you can look at all the things that you've written down, and then you can start formulating a plan, because okay, that's what I want to do in 3 or 4 years time. Okay, because I've taken my thinking brain out of the way by just writing down so much, because my thinking brain doesn't actually know what my goals are. It's actually my subconscious brain, and by basically trying to exhaust the conscious brain, the decision maker, the one that I think I'm making good goals with, and I want to get that guy totally kind of exhausted and do you know what, thinking brain, get all your ideas out first, and then I'll kind of want to ignore that and then look at the gold that's underneath it, okay, because that's probably where I really want to be focusing. So that's kind of the positive way to do it. And today I was going to talk to you about the negative way of doing it, which is actually, I think, a bit more powerful. Okay, and it's not negative in the sense that it's a negative experience. It's about focusing on that little voice that we all have that nags away at us, that says, don't do that, you can't do it, you're not good enough. Right? And I want to give that person, okay, give that little voice an outlet, okay, because as a Tony Robbins saying, in your head, you're dead. Okay, so that little voice is in your head and it's killing you. Okay, so I like to look at the negative and let those guys out. Okay, I'll give you an example, okay, and it might get a bit sweary because that's how I write it. My little voice is swearing at me all the time. Okay, it's saying, you're an asshole, okay, etc., etc. So this is how I do it. I would do it with pen and paper. I might just show you on a Google document, see if I can kind of type fast enough to keep up with my brain. Google document, I did have one. Where is it? It's disappeared. Right, there it is. Oh, it's asking me to sign in. Lovely, right. Change my password. What did I do? What did I change it to? Right. Okay. Oh, you are kidding me. Amazing. Right. Stop share. That's too funny. I literally changed this half an hour ago. This is terrible. This is because I have a Chromebook now, and every time I log into my Chromebook, it doesn't work. Anyway, so you'll have to take my word for it. Let's just do it on the whiteboard. This is going exceptionally well today. I might re-record this one. Clear. Right. Text. I'll make that, I don't know, massive. Let's see what happens. I want to make the text size smaller if I can. It's not going to work. Okay. Here we go. Not even typing now. Hey, you're an idiot. You can't do it. rubbish. Okay, what a tit. Okay, can't even set up a Google document. And then, okay, not bad. Okay, I'll just basically swear at myself, etc., etc. And I would literally do that. I find it much easier writing with a pen. And you don't lift your pen off the paper for the whole time that you're doing it. It's very, very cathartic to get that voice out of your head and give it a bit of physical attention. But at the end of it, and you've been writing that for maybe 15-20 minutes, you realize, okay, that's just the little voice that's in my head. Okay, it doesn't actually have any power over me. Okay? I get to choose what I listen to. I get to choose what I think about. So now I'm going to choose not to listen to all of those little voices that are going on my head and telling me that I can't do stuff, and telling me that I'm not good enough, and telling me that I'm an idiot, and telling me that people don't believe me, and telling people, etc., etc. All these things that I think and I believe, okay, they are so ingrained that I don't even realize I'm thinking them most of the time. Okay. And we all will be. We all will be. These are the little voices of doubt, the little voices of unreason, the little voices of I'm not good enough. The lack of the self, the lowering of the self-image, the kind of the disbelief, the low expectations in life, or kind of the average expectations in life. Oh, I'm just Pete. Okay, I'm just Pete. I grew up in Watford. Okay, my dad was a copper. My mum was kind of part-time, self-employed for most of my life. I'm just Pete. That's just me. Okay? I'm pretty average. That's kind of the belief pattern I've had for 35 years, 36 years, I suppose. And it's not necessarily true, because I can be or choose to be whatever I want to be. Okay? I can tell myself a different story, but I need to expose, I feel like anyway, I need to expose that pattern of thinking and kind of make it tangible, put it on paper, and then I can release it. Then I can get rid of it. Other people might be able to do it other ways. I like getting it out on paper personally. It does take a little bit of time. Your wrist and your forearm will probably get quite sore. I am recording. That's good. Your wrist and your forearm will be getting quite sore towards the end of that 15-20 minutes. But it does relieve a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of this noise that's going on between your ears. It makes it go away, at least temporarily, at least for a while, until you do something new and you get a bigger challenge. Okay? It's really good to do with, I find at least, it's really good to do with a particular problem you're having, somewhere where you're stuck. Okay. It could be weight loss, it could be speed, it could be an injury, it could be chronic pain, it could be a work situation, it could be a relationship problem, or it could be not necessarily a single problem, but a series of events where it's like, oh, this same kind of thing keeps happening over and over and over again. Why? Okay. And you can almost ask yourself. Another thing I like to do in that is kind of talk to it. Say, why are you doing this? What's going on? And he'll talk back, because mine's a guy, obviously. It could be a girl, it doesn't matter. It might change at some point in the future. I'm not fussy whether it's a hermaphrodite, whatever. It could be anything. Yours could be, and it could be an alien for all I know. Talk to it, let it talk back to you. So you're talking to it as if you were having a conversation. And it's kind of fun at the same time to kind of swear at yourself and call yourself all these names, and know it's you, but it's also not you at the same time. It's this version of you that is trying to hold you back. It's trying to keep you safe. That's another thing I like about it. So the way I see it is this voice, this thing in my head, it's not these voices, I'm not going crazy, right? The little whisperings in my head saying you can't do it, you're not good enough. It's quite fun to have that conversation with them, rather than just writing stuff down and calling yourself names. I find, yeah, giving it legs to almost personify it. And then you can, do you know what, if there's a person in your life you don't like, you can move away from them. Okay, you can make them less of a problem in your life. You don't have to pick up the phone. You don't have to read their messages. You can block them on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, you can block them. Okay, but you almost need to have that conversation first. And go, I need to block you because you're ruining my life. You're holding me back. Little ego voice. I don't need you anymore. Cool. All right. So that, I call that devil writing. Okay. In kind of a more positive kind of way, you're writing goals and such, you could call it would be more commonly called unconscious writing, where you're just getting everything out, okay, getting all your conscious thoughts out. But we actually want to get to the meat underneath, which is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind controls about 95% of our life. Okay, it is built on habit, built on habit. And it's one of the reasons why goals don't often work, because our subconscious mind is going, you don't want that. You're not good enough. You can't do it. There's no way. You've tried before. You've got no chance. People are going to think you're strange and weird. They're not going to believe you. Hey, you can't do that. You're just Pete from Watford. You've got no chance. You're no hope. You live in hell now. You suck. Right? there's all this stuff that's going on. Okay. So we gotta expose that little guy and let him or her or alien or whatever it is. We've got to let it out. Okay. And then you're free to move on and make big steps. And they could be quite giant leaps. They could help you sleep better at night. It could help you get promotions. It could help end a relationship. It could help begin relationships. It could help all these kinds of things. And yeah, with the problem with goal setting is that we often do them in our conscious mind. And our conscious mind is not always communicating very well with the subconscious mind. And that's why we keep failing and failing and failing at all these goals we set, because the conscious mind is being directed by the subconscious mind. Okay? And the subconscious mind has got all these habits and patterns in, and these little voices saying, you can't do it. So expose them, and then the subconscious mind is then going to be more free to let us progress forwards towards our goals. So it's very, very useful, I find. Anyway, enough rabbiting on about that. Thank you for listening.